Hello, and welcome to Heart with Saima. We are about to go live. Hello, Dallas. Welcome to Heart with Saima. I believe in touching lives, and you're listening to me on Radio Caravan. Join the caravan together. You're listening to me on 104.1 FM, 700 AM. I come to you every Thursday. And I come to you and I talk about, basically, I talk about my life and everything that's happening in my life. And यू नो क्या चल रहा है किसकी जिंदगी किधर टच हो रही है so just to start off again you're listening to Saima Dillon. You're able to follow me, watch me live as I live stream my show. Right now I am live on live on Facebook, multiple places on Facebook. I'm live on Instagram for the first 30 minutes of the show. I am live on YouTube as well as LinkedIn. So you are able to please follow me, go on to social media because आजकल कौन social media पे नहीं है. And if you are on social media, do follow me on social media, and that way you're able to watch or follow or do whatever it is. I'm very active on, especially on Facebook, and you're able to follow me. Like I said earlier, I believe in touching lives, and why not do it together? I do have a women empowerment group which is called Women of Noor, and it is on Facebook. If you go on, it's under the acronym ONE, WON, and or follow me and send me a message, and I can add you to the group. We have over 3,000 women on the group, and we believe in touching lives. So you are listening to me on Radio Caravan, 104.1 FM, 700 AM. You're able to listen to us on jointhecaravan.com from anywhere in the world. And if you're following me on social media, then you can anyways listen to me on from anywhere in the world. So let's begin. I talk about things that I'm passionate about. I talk about life. I talk about real estate. I talk about everything which brings joy to my heart. I in the show last week, I was talking about self-actualization, and self-actualization is about the ability to be authentic, the ability to be able to do as your heart wills, the ability to live your life on your terms, and to do you don't follow the masses, you do whatever it is that you're able to relate to, you do what you feel authentically about. And so I did talk about self actualization last time. Before we transition into real estate, self actualization is basically the fulfillment of one's talents and potentialities, especially considered as a drive or need present in everyone. So I always say that the world population is over 8 billion, and 8 billion unique people in this world. Sabka DNA different hai. Everyone has a different personality. Everyone is constructed and created differently with their own authenticity. And there's a reason why we are all different. The reason we are all different is because we were meant to be different by our creator. And we are meant to have our own individuality. But whether it's coming from the cultures that we were raised in, or it's coming from where we come from in the world, and it's coming from religion that we follow, we are a byproduct, and we are a combination of multiple different factors. We are a combination and a byproduct of the environment that we are raised in. जिस माहौल में हम बड़े हुए हैं, हमारे इर्द गिर्द जो लोग हैं, the values instilled in us from our parents, from our friends, our family, everything that was instilled in us, our environment, what we were exposed to. We are a byproduct of everything that was around us, our circumstances, our trauma. In fact, trauma carries through generations. So we are also a byproduct of, trauma which was carried genetically through our genes, that might be coming from, who knows how far back genetically. So we are a byproduct of our, of our genetics. But then again, when you look out there, the universe is not really your enemy. Do you want to say God? You want to say Allah? You want to say, energy? Whatever word you choose to use, the creator is still the same. The creator of the universe is the same. The creator of everything that moves, the leaves, the stars, the moons, ये कायनात, ये जो सारा हमारे इर्द गिर्द जो हमें हर चीज नजर आती है, the creator is the same. Whatever you choose to call that creator, I don't believe that your creator, my creator, creator of different things is a different creator. It is, the source is all the same. The source is not out there to inflict um, hardships and difficulties on us. So there's a lot of philosophy here, right? When you're thinking about it, I question these things and I talk about these things. And I feel that as long as we are alive, we are meant to question things. We are meant to ask questions and to explore and to learn and to discover and to figure things out. So they we can make, a little bit more sense of this universe. When you look at all the hardships that people are going through, I mean, recently the chaos between Palestine and Israel, right? Before that, it was Ukraine and Russia. So many innocent people are going to have died, and they're going to continue dying. And it's hard when you look at this. And then I'm also saying that the universe does not intend to hurt people, but it is people and people's choices, which is what creates so much chaos and catastrophes in this world. I don't know. So I don't have the answers. I'm just sharing my thoughts because that's what I do, right? I come here, I share my thoughts, I share whatever it is that, that's in my heart. And no, I don't have any questions. I don't know what is right, what is wrong, except that, I'm a student of life, and I question and I explore and I experiment and I try. And once I have certain answers, then I will move on and I will be looking for different answers at that point. So, you know, the whole world is impacted by what's happening right now in Palestine and Israel, but not as much as the people it, who are there in the midst of this chaos, innocent people dying. So I don't know what the purpose is of all this happening. But I think this is where that blind faith comes in, right? That the universe doesn't intend harm for anyone, but it gives us as human beings these different choices. And it gives us these choices. And what do we do with these choices, right? So self-actualization is about each individual being different from the other, and that is okay for us to be different. As long as we don't harm other people. And when we harm other people, and different negative emotions like jealousy or envy or doing wrong for others, hurting other people, creating devastation or making choices, they not only is destructive for the others, is kainat ke liye, for the world, but it's destructive for us as individual beings as well. And when it's destructive for us as individual beings, that is where our thoughts are creating our destiny. When all those chaotic thoughts which travel through our soul and our mind and our heart, right? And all those thoughts that goes through our that goes through our mind and our heart and our well-being, right? All those thoughts creating our destiny. And that's where we all end up being so unique and so different. So I had someone, message me, and I do my thing. I'm not looking for accolades. I'm not looking for applause. I'm not really looking. I just do my thing, and I hope that it touches lives. So someone messaged me, and she's like, I just started my jewelry business. Can you share it on your Facebook? So I said, okay, why don't you go ahead and post it on Facebook? And I will release the tag because I'm very particular about what I'm sharing. I do not want to share anything that that I don't believe in. So I'm very particular about it. So I said, because you are asking, and let me do it for you. So she posted it about her starting a jewelry business, and and I wished her the best, and I released and I shared it so it would go down on my own news feed Facebook के ऊपर. तो जब मैंने रिलीज किया तो उसने आके she wrote in response to my wishes to her, she said, you inspired me to do this. I was like, what? uh, okay. I was like, thank you. I appreciate your kind words. And she said, you're the source, you're the inspiration, which encouraged me to start my own business. Um, and I was just so overwhelmed. And she's been sharing it, and I have a following. So I have been sharing whatever she's been tagging me on, because I wish her the very best. And I told her that there are going to be highs, there are going to be lows. Starting your own business, doing things um, which are not a 9 to 5, it takes courage. It takes courage, and you have to be steadfast, and you have to have the willpower to get up and to keep going and to keep moving forward. Whatever life brings your way, right? You got to have courage. So it's all about touching lives. And so we segue into real estate. What's happening in the world of real estate? Of course, we all know that interest rates have been going up, and they have gone up, right? And we are expecting it to go up again. Nobody knows, right, what the future brings. I don't either, but I do know one thing, and that is the fact that everyone should be a real estate investor. Everyone should be investing in real estate. You're listening to Heart with Saima. I come here, I talk about Dallas real estate, I talk about building wealth, I talk about my life, I talk about everything that's happening in my world. And you're able to reach me at VIP for Victor India Papa at Saima Dillon, SAIMADhillon.com. So VIP at SaimaDillon.com. You are able to call me, um, and that's 972-244-3106. 972-244-3106. This is my Google number. So I just want to make sure that when you call me or you leave me a message or you text me, you let me know whatever it is that you are looking for, so that I can respond to you, because I do not respond to unknown numbers. Yeah, if you don't leave a message, I do not call back. If you are a troll and you are looking to find someone to troll on, then that's again not me, because I do not want to report you. So, having said all these things, in the world of real estate, you know, there are international home buyers. So Texas was the third most popular state in the US. So Texas was the third most popular state in the US for international buyers of residential properties. 11.7% of all homes purchased in Texas, the purchases were made by international buyers. Almost one third of purchasing since the beginning of January within the US, the purchases were made by investors. One third. So Texas was behind Florida, it was behind California, which was 12.2%, behind Florida, which is 23%. So around $4.3 billion total dollar volume, 4.3 billion, which is around 9,900 sales, with a median sales price of 320,800. So total dollar volume was around 4.3 billion dollars, international buyers. 41% of these buyers, international buyers, were from Mexico, 8% from China, 7% from India. So huge numbers. So 51% of these international buyers bought this property for primary residence. 18% bought it for rental property, 10% bought it for vacation homes, and 6% was purchased for student use. So it's a huge, huge number. There is a reason why so many people on an international, so many people worldwide purchase real estate. Because real estate is something, when you invest in real estate is not a short term gain. Yes, there are short term options as well. You are able to get involved and do flipping and purchase homes and rehab and flip them and turn around and sell them. And people do that, and that's short term. But if you are wanting to build passive income, there has to be longevity from a passive income perspective. Longevity comes through the fact that you invest. A lot of my local clientele, who are wanting to become investors, and I think everyone needs to simply look at, as long as you have the holding power. So you have to have the holding power. Yes, there are people out there, investors out there, who will use hard money and they will go into flipping and they will purchase a property, they will rehab it using hard money, and they will sell it. So that's a completely different game. And it requires a very different mindset. But for regular people who have good jobs, to get into real estate investment, it means that, so my clients that I have, right? Some of them, I tell them that, buy your first house, FHA loans, which allows you to put down 3.5%. So 3.5% you put down, and you are in a house, okay? So 300,000 ka agar ghar hai, and you put down 3.5%, your your we have to get you approved, right? We get you approved 3.5%. So you're needing around $15,000 plus minus to get into a house. And you go into that house and you live there fulfill homeowners association's requirements, and then you put in roommates, or you lease it out, and you move on to your second house and your third house, and you build your investment portfolio like that. The goal should be in 15 years time you should have around 5 paid off properties. If you have around 5 paid off properties 15 साल के अंदर, जो कि खुद अपने आप को through a tenant are paying itself off, you should have a fund which you set aside. Because I tell my clients, my investors, that this is a business. So business में ऊंच नीच आती है, losses भी आते हैं, gains भी आते हैं. So losses, gains को mind में रखते हुए, you need to have a certain amount of money set aside. अगर tenant recently, these clients of mine जिन्होंने ये condo खरीदा, and we had put a tenant for them, few months down the road, the tenant started giving us problems. So the tenant was having difficulty, uski relationship के अंदर with the girlfriend. They were splitting half and half. The rent was $2,000, and then issues happened where she left him or he left her, whatever happened in the background, but they both decided to go separate ways. Now the lease was in both his and hers name because they were both sharing the rent. After unki relationship khatam ho gayi, and we were having difficulty trying to get rent on a monthly basis, we finally worked things out where they ended up breaking the lease, and they paid us a month rent in advance, and we broke the lease. We did end up refunding them their deposit, because you can't just keep someone's a tenant's deposit without giving it back to them. There has to be a reason as far as the deposit goes. Now, when it comes to a tenant breaking a lease, and based on the lease agreement, they were supposed to give 30 days or 1 month's rent to break the lease. And they did that, and we let them out of the contract. But also, let's keep in mind कि ये अभी October चल रहा है, November, December, these are very slow. This is a very slow time in real estate. So it impacts my investors. And we are actively seeking another. This is a home which is close to UT Dallas. It's a condo. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. And we are looking for a tenant. So, we had to reduce the rent, and we had to get creative. So ये सब चीजें होती हैं. It's all in the life of a real estate investor. So अगर आप investor बनते हैं, you become a landlord, and you bring in tenants. But then again, I have had investors जिनके पास tenants आए हैं, and the tenants stayed in the house for like a decade, treating the house like their own, living in the house, doing, loving the house. So हर तरह की situations आती हैं, जिस तरह जिंदगी में हर तरह की situations आती हैं, and you have to learn to deal with it all. This is the same way. It's business. It's business, and yes, things do go wrong. So you have to be prepared. You do have to have a separate fund for emergencies to take care of, any kind of problems which might arise. But minimum, अगर आप as an investor, investment property भी लेते हैं, and it's not your primary residence, and you do put around 25% down, so it's a $300,000 property. You put down around, 25%, which is what, around 75,000, and the property pays itself off over 15 years' time. And your goal is that you make 1 to 2 extra payments every year, so that you're able to bring down the duration of time during which the property pays itself off. And you do that. The goal is that in 15 years' time, you should have a few investment properties which are paid off, so that you start generating passive income. वक्त हमेशा सेम नहीं रहता. रियल एस्टेट के अंदर I've been doing real estate for 19 years. I got my license in October 2004. So 19 years हो गए हैं मुझे real estate करते हुए. If you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, commercial, multifamily, please do reach out to me. We are getting ready to go into a break, and once we come back, we will continue talking about life, real estate, building wealth. We'll see you in a bit after the break. This is Saima Dillon. All right. So thank you for watching on Instagram. And I do end the show on Instagram in 30 after 30 minutes. So thank you for being here. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. So if you want to continue listening, please rejoin us and hop on and switch social media. Thank you for being here. All right. So, how's everyone doing today? Thank you to everyone who is tuning in. And um, like I mentioned earlier, when you're here, we talk a bit about a lot of different things. And we talk about real estate, we talk about कि ज़िंदगी में क्या चल रहा है. कुछ अलग अलग चीज़ों की बातें होती हैं. So thank you for all for being a part of my journey. And we actually have 38 seconds to go. So we're going to hop back in. Radio Caravan. जी कैसे हैं? मैं बिल्कुल ठीक. आप कैसे हैं? बस 5 सेकंड रह गए. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. थैंक यू. और मैं ज़रूर दुआ करूँगी. I know. बिल्कुल. Love you too. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. आमीन आमीन. Love you too. Thank you. Welcome back. You're listening to Heart with Saima. This is Saima Dillon, your RJ. I come to you every Thursday from 1 to 2. And I come here talking about everything under the sun, and especially things that I'm passionate about, which is real estate or life or some philosophical chatter that we get into. And, we just as we were getting ready to come out of the break, we got a call from one of our regular callers, and थैंक यू यास्मीन जी. आप जब भी कॉल करती हैं दुआओं से भरा हुआ भरपूर वो 2-3 मिनट की कॉन्वर्सेशन होती है। आप अपनी दुआओं में ये मुझे याद रखती हैं, मैं आपकी बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ इस चीज़ के लिए। Thank you so much. And she did mention, listeners, that someone is, talked about someone who's not well. तो ज़रूर आप एक, इस इंसान के लिए को अपनी दुआओं में याद रखिए कि may our Creator give shifa and healing to this person. And to get back into the show, when I did start the show, I did talk about what's happening, these things, these wars that we go into. कि जो war है Israel और Palestine के बीच में, what happened between Ukraine and Moscow. And here's what the thing is. I'm not really sure who really benefits from all of it, from all of this. कौन benefit करता है, right? The devastation and the chaos and the brokenness and the broken lives. What people end up witnessing through these wars. मैं कल किसी से बात कर रही थी, and I felt that, I'm not a believer of wars. I don't believe in eye to eye. I feel that if someone comes after my family, there's nothing which is more important. सब जमीन के लिए लड़ रहे हैं, जमीन के टुकड़े के लिए लड़ रहे हैं, right? These things that people are always fighting over. You're fighting over land, you're fighting over money, you're fighting over religions. At the end of the day, whatever it is that hurts humanity, it hurts the human existence, the human race. I believe in love, and I am a proponent of love. I'm a follower of love. And I think कि अगर किसी को लड़ाई करनी है and they want my home, I don't want to stand there and fight. I would rather take my family to safety. I know it's easier said than done. And, especially Palestine और Israel के बीच की जो ये debate है, जो कि, सदियों से चल रही है. It started in 1948. It's who's right, who's wrong, किस point पे क्या सही है, क्या गलत है. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I am talking about, innocent people dying. Whether they die in Palestine, they die in Israel, they die in Ukraine, or they die in Russia, or wherever in the world, anytime there's an innocent person who dies because of conflict, it's the death of humanity, which is what Prophet Muhammad said. And which is, which is what is written in the Quran. So that's who I am. I don't believe in fighting. I don't want to. It takes everything away, right? When you see people who lose their homes and they're in different countries trying to find refuge. I don't know कि right क्या है, wrong क्या है, what's the solution? I don't know. I do know कि there's so much is politically driven, right? जब इस तरह की wars होती हैं, जब ये चीज़ें होती हैं, हथियार बिकते हैं, there are people dying, but there are also people who are getting rich from the conflict. It's just a very sad affair, sad state of affairs, So last time, and before we talk a little bit about self-actualization, I do want to say you're listening to Saima Dillon. I'm a real estate agent by profession, 972-244-3106, 972-244-3106. I've been doing real estate, residential, commercial, multifamily. I love real estate. I love to learn real estate. I love to grow in real estate. I love to expand in real estate. I'm very passionate about real estate. Um, so I grow, I learn, I attend classes. 19 years हो जाएंगे मुझे इस फील्ड में. Highs देखे हैं, lows देखे हैं, good, bad. Um, have met some of the best, most amazing people, and have also met some of the worst, ugliest of people here as well. I think life is an exchange of energies. Life is all about what you put out there and getting it back. When you put ugliness out there, when you are unethical, when you think that you're going to trick people and you're going to do things and take advantage of people, it's all a balance of energies. So when you do that to someone else, it is going to come back to you, because that's the karmic balance of life. जो what you sow you shall reap. जिस चीज का बीज डालोगे वो ही चीज उगेगी. So it makes a huge difference what you are putting out there. If you are putting out there, and unfortunately you will put out there whatever it is that you are a byproduct of. So if you are a byproduct of around you seeing people being ugly and people being deceptive and people taking advantage of others, then that's who you are going to be, unless you choose, you self reflect and you see these traits within yourself and you make a mindful decision to make change. And if you do that, then you're going to rewrite your own journey and your own story, and you change your trajectory of life. Because whatever it is that you put out there, आप सोच रहे हैं कि आप किसी दूसरे को कैसे धोखा दे सकते हैं, तो फिर वो ही धोखा आपको भी मिलेगा. बिकॉज लाइफ में बैलेंस इसी तरह रहेगा, राइट? आप सोच रहे हैं कि ओ मैं किसी का वक्त इस्तेमाल कर लूं, ओ यू नो व्हाट, let me bring this person out there and waste their time, which unfortunately we do experience as realtors. We experience people, who waste our time and they don't have integrity. And in our journey, मेरी खुद की journey में, there have been times that I have worked with with people who needed for me to pick them up, and they were elderly, and take them around and show them, because they were going to invest, and I would take them around, but in their heart they already knew that they were wasting my time, because they had different intentions and they were just wasting my time, and they did. But I feel that because of the karmic balance of life, हर चीज एक बैलेंस के अंदर होती है. तो उनको जब आप ये करते हैं, when you do this to others, that is exactly what's going to come back to you. And I will tell you, when it comes to me, मुझे ये चीज़ की बहुत अवेयरनेस है कि अगर मैं कुछ गलत करूं, एंड देन आई एम अवेयर कि मैंने कुछ गलत किया है, फिर वो चीज़ मेरे ज़मीर पे, मेरे कॉन्शियस पे बहुत भारी पड़ती है जब तक मैं उस चीज़ को क्लियर नहीं कर दूं. एंड जब आपकी कॉन्शियस के ऊपर कोई चीज़ आ जाती है, फिर आपकी रातों की नींद उड़ जाती है, आपका सुकून उड़ जाता है, आप बेचैन रहते हो, आप you're not at peace with yourself. And I will tell you this, that in this life, no matter how much money you acquire, but there is nothing which is more valuable, more precious than peace of mind and happiness. Recently, someone who's extremely successful, and I met with him, and he told me that I was like, "You're so successful. kahan se kahan aap aaye hain? And he said, you know what? I was like, how did you do it? And he told me that always stay focused, and stay focused on whatever it is that you desire the most. So I was like, when I think about it, there are so many different things. What do I focus on? And then I messaged him and I asked him, what is it that you focused on? And he was like, I focused on the fact that happiness is extremely important to me. The ability to be able to live my best life is extremely important to me. And I feel that you're only able to give out to others what you yourself are a byproduct of. If you are a deceptive person and you think that you cheat people and you take money from others and you don't have integrity, then that is what life is going to bring back and give to you. Life will give you exactly what you are putting out there. And I think that can be scary. And I think that is something which should make you self-analyze and should make you self-reflect, should look deeper in yourself. So having said that, real estate, we do have, I've been doing a lot of work in real estate development. We have land for sale in Princeton. It is 117 lots, uh, around 60 to 90 days from permits. This land is in Princeton. It is approved for townhomes. 117 lots, 60 days from 60 to 90 days from permits and approvals, which means that if you are in land development, you're in construction, and this is something that's of interest to you, please do reach out to me at 972-244-3106. 972-244-3106. You are able to email me at vip@saimadillon.com, vip@saimadhillon.com, 972-244-3106, vip@saimadillon.com. If nothing else, DM me on social media. On Instagram, it's under Saima_Dillon, Dillon. Facebook, Saima Malik Dillon, or my business page, which is under Saima Dillon. So reach out to me, DM me, send me a message. If nothing else, go on Radio Caravan's Facebook page and you will see me live streaming over there. This is Saima Dillon. I come to you every Thursday from 1 to 2, and I believe in touching lives. So I do have, so if by some amazing miracle, we have a real estate developer who might be listening, and you're interested in very extremely prime piece of land, so extremely prime piece of land, and you're interested in developing a whole full development, with homes and custom homes and townhomes and hotels and convention center, or whatever is going to be the highest and best use of this land. If you have clients who are looking for partners, and this is a very high-end product, so if you are a very high-level investor, please do reach out to me, 972-244-3106. It just has to be subpar, because that's where this product is. Very close to Universal's, where Universal Studios is coming up, in Frisco, very close to a mile away from the new Ritz-Carlton, which is going to be built in the Frisco area. Very little distance from PGA Golf, which has been built, headquarters in Frisco. So 5 minutes away, very prime piece of land. If you're interested in development, you're interested in looking for partnership, 972-244-3106. The first thing, if you do message me, you will have to show me very, very excessive amount of funds. If you are looking for, there is, and I talked about this last time as well, there's this opportunity which is for in Aubrey. It's a home which is around 5,000 square feet. There is a event center which is around 5,000 square feet as well, uh, accommodating around 170 to 185 people depending on how you utilize the space. This is a running event center. The home is a beautiful 5,000 square feet home that can be used for to use as Airbnb. This is on around approximately, so this is around 25.7 acres. Out of this, 15 acres are in floodplain. This is in the ETJ, which is outside city limits. So it's in the ETJ outside city limits. If this is something that is of interest to you, please do message me. It offers it's like a stunning retreat, from the hustle and bustle of city life, and you can stay in that house, or you can lease it as Airbnb or rent it out as Airbnb while you're renting out the facility. If you are interested in someone to manage the place for you, I do have a person who is ready to to manage the place for you as well, and comes with 20 years experience. If you have a gas station, high volume gas station for sale, 972-244-3106. I have investors who are looking for a high volume gas station. VIP at saimadillon.com, SAIMADHILLON.com, 972-244-3106. So if you have a high volume gas station in and around the DFW area, I have some um, clients or some people that I know who have approached me, and they're relocating from California, and they're looking for a high volume gas station. Uh, there are so many people sitting there and watching watching the interest rates as they are going up. You're wanting to buy, but you're sitting there and you're waiting. Right now, builders, home prices have been reduced by anywhere from 5 to 20%. It just depends. Builders are giving incentives. They are buying down the interest rate and giving you 5 to 6%, depending on whether it's FHA or it's conventional. There are different opportunities. There are homes which are in Princeton, between 270 to 300,000, 350 range. Princeton, Aubrey. These are some Anna. These are some of those cities which are doing very well. This is logic, okay? Right now, because of the time, because of interest rates being high, because of the uncertainty in the market, there are deals which are being offered. This is the time to buy. And yes, you will, if you're looking for products which are in the highest price point, different cities, different builders are giving different incentives to people to invest. This is the time to buy and to hold. And when the interest rates start going down in the next couple of years, that's when you refinance. Because when the interest rates go down and then you are ready to buy, we're going to go back into the frenzy that we were in before, because the Dallas market has so much relocation going on. So much relocation. Around 1,200 people who are moving to Dallas Fort Worth on a monthly basis. That's a huge number. A lot of headquarters which are relocating over here. This is the time to buy and hold, and then you refinance when the time comes. Because once the interest rates start going back down, the market is going to go back into the frenzy. 972-244-3106. If you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate, this is Saima Dillon. I have been doing real estate for the past 19 years, and you know, interest rates are high. Our work gets equally impacted, and I would appreciate your referral. And thank you for looking out for me in advance. So VIP@simadillon.com. Um, Talking about, just real quick before the show ends, I spoke about self actualization. It is something that we should all endeavor to achieve. It's the realization of a person's full potential. It is basically the peak of Maslow's hierarchy of needs and is considered the exception rather than the rule, since most people are working to meet more pressing needs. So based on self actualization, there are different things that we can do to achieve self actualization. Spontaneity is a sign of self actualization. To have a purpose in life, self actualized people focus on the journey rather than the destination, so that you live in the moment and you are not really focused on the destination, but you have concrete goals. Yet we don't see things as simply a means to an end. The journey towards achieving a goal is just as important and enjoyable as actually accomplishing the goal itself. So, how to achieve self actualization? You achieve it by working on becoming more accepting of yourself and other people around you. While getting annoyed with things you could change or do differently is easy, but when you try to look at each and every person and situation with kindness, you will understand that perhaps people are exactly where people are meant to be. Practice mindfulness, which is a practice that involves learning to focus on present moment. जो हम जिस moment में हम हैं, you accept it. You are mindful. Mindfulness can help you become more aware of yourself and the world around you. Work on being more empathetic. जब आप दूसरों को empathy और compassion और kindness दिखाते हैं, that is extremely important for self-actualization. So people who reach the peak of Maslow's hierarchy care more about others. You can work on building your empathy by imagining yourself in other people's situation, volunteering for causes that help improve the world, and looking for ways to make your local community a better place to live. You practice openness. So self actualized लोग जो होते हैं वो इस दुनिया को अलग अलग नजरियों से देखते हैं. You look at it from different perspectives, you contemplate other perspectives, and you approach the world with an open mind. So बजाय इसके कि हर वक्त आप ये सोचते रहें कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, दूसरे क्या कर रहे हैं, लोग मुझे क्या करें, आप नहीं लोगों की परवाह करते. लोगों ने जो कहना है लोगों का काम है कहना. So you learn how to cultivate a sense of openness, and that can help you learn things about the world and yourself that you might miss. सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन जो है वो आप अगर इसको अचीव कर सकें और इसे प्रैक्टिस कर सकें तो इट विल इम्प्रूव योर हेल्थ एंड योर वेल बीइंग, बिकॉज इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट टू रिकग्नाइज दैट अलग लोगों का मुख्तलिफ नज़रिया है चीज़ों को देखने का. जब आप अपने खुद का एक ट्रू पोटेंशियल, जो आपका अपना पोटेंशियल है, व्हेन यू रीच दैट, यू रियलाइज कि लाइफ जो है इट्स अबाउट द जर्नी towards becoming your own best self and reaching your full potential instead of reaching, a specific destination. Because life is not really about the destination, it is about the journey. And by recognizing the characteristics of self-actualized people, अगर आप इन चीज़ों को अपनी खुद की ज़िंदगी पे अमल करना शुरू करेंगे, राइट, इससे आपकी खुद की लाइफ चेंज हो जाएगी. आप खुद जब लोगों की परवाह करना कि लोग क्या आपके बारे में कह रहे हैं, क्या सोच रहे हैं, आप लोगों की परवाह करना बंद कर देंगे, बिकॉज आप अपने खुद की तरफ ध्यान देंगे कि वो कौन सी चीज़ें हैं जिससे आपको खुशी पहुंचती है, आप मुतमईन होते हैं. सो ये जो नज़रिया है, इस नज़रिए से you start living in the moment and you appreciate the beauty of each and every experience that you go through in life, no matter how devastating the experience might be. But बजाय इसके कि you let these things take you down, you let आपका एक नज़रिया जब आप बदल देते हैं और आप हर चीज़ को एक एम्पैथी के साथ देखते हैं, एक इंडिपेंडेंस के साथ देखते हैं, इससे आप अपनी लाइफ का नज़रिया बदलना शुरू कर देते हैं. You look at everything with a sense of humor. You sometimes, even it's okay to laugh at yourself and to realize that, hey, sometimes you mess up, sometimes you do things which have the, you know whatever consequences it might have for you. So that's what self actualization is about, just laughing at yourself and taking life easy and being funny and being stupid, and it's all okay. But दूसरों का मजाक नहीं उड़ाएं, अपना खुद का मजाक उड़ाएं. So you're listening to Saima Dillon on Heart to Heart with Saima. I come to you every Thursday, and 972 well, I'm fine. How are you? Oh, let me disconnect. Thank you all